I read an article a few years ago by a respected Christian leader who said that it's an evangelical myth, it's a misconception that Christians should live any different than the world. We're all fallen, we're all sinners, and that's just the reality of it. And the only difference between us and the world is that we have received grace. That's the only difference. We have received grace, we have received mercy, and they haven't. As the old bumper sticker says, I'm not perfect, just forgiven, which some people then use as an excuse for bad driving. Yeah, I've seen that as well. Yeah, we're not perfect, but we're not just forgiven. We are changed. We are born again. And it is expected throughout the New Testament that our conduct will be different than the conduct of the world. And when it's not, it's considered shameful in the New Testament. Didn't Jesus say to us, the disciples, in Matthew 5, you are the salt of the earth and the light of the world? How in the world can we be the light if we're as dark as the rest of the world? How can we be the salt if we're as compromised as the rest of the world? And we're supposed to stand out. Our example and witness are supposed to stand out. Leaders in the church are supposed to be of high ethical example and conduct, and others are supposed to follow their example. And Paul writes in Philippians 4, whatever you've seen in me, you put it in practice, and God will bless you. And look at what he says in Philippians 2. Do everything without grumbling or arguing, so that you might be blameless and innocent, children of God, in the midst of a crooked and twisted generation. Among them you shine as lights in the world. You better believe we are called to live differently than the world lives. We are called to be examples of new life. It is a scandal. It is a shame that so often we're just like the world, that our leaders seem to have sexual scandals and financial scandals and other moral failures like the rest of the society. That ought not to be. And even the world knows it because they expect better from us. And that's often why we lose the respect of the world, not because of our high standards, but because of our hypocrisy. The world would respect our high standards in many ways if we live them out. So where we fall short, we repent, we get on our faces, we ask God for mercy. Our marriages should be stronger. Our families should be stronger. Our personal conduct should be stronger in terms of godliness and morality and ethics, because we are not just forgiven, we are new creations in Jesus. The old is past, everything has become new, and we are to become more and more like Jesus on a daily basis, and we are empowered by God's grace to live this out. You better believe we should live differently than the world.